Because of that one Croatian word, I got almost 500,000 views. And I was like, this might work.
All right, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. On this episode, we have special guest Adrian Krajcar. Adrian is a content creator and TikToker where he's amassed over 1 million followers. He often plays on stereotypes and points out the funny things from everyday life in Croatia and the Balkan region. We're going to hear also the incredible story of how his parents immigrated back to Croatia during the war and learn a little bit more about him. Adrian, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Thank
Of
you.
course. Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on. I've been watching your reels because I got
Same, I appreciate
I
it.
got TikTok, but
Yeah. It's kind of the same, but yeah.
yeah, it's basically I would like to
Yeah,
pretend I'm better than TikTok by using reels, but it's the same content. It's
it's
all
the same content, just yeah, maybe a month before. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just a little late to the party is
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But sort of before we start talking about, the content and the stuff that you're creating right now, you have a really interesting story that you sort of briefly told me
Yep,
when we were messaging back and forth. And I really want, the diaspora to hear this because I'm sure a lot of
of
people
course, of course.
relate to some of it, but definitely an interesting thing because your grandparents were from Croatia,
Both
left,
grandparents, yeah.
and then your parents came back to help during the war. Can you talk a little?
Exactly,
I
yeah.
won't explain it. I'll let you go through it. But yeah, so
Yeah, I'm gonna start off, but people always ask me like, how do you know English? I'm from Croatia. I live in Croatia my entire life and stuff. And I usually tell this story all the time, not in detail because I don't even know the full detail. My parents don't even tell me that much. But what I do know is, so my grandparents both lived in Croatia. My grandpa lived in Istra. My grandma lived in Lika somewhere, and my other grandparents lived in Dalmatia. And yeah, during Yugoslavia, it wasn't really great for some people, and that was including my grandparents. And the cool story is my grandpa from Australia, he ran away from Yugoslavia, so he was imprisoned. He was actually captured and stuff, and then he escaped the prison and then left by boat. I think it was by boat. Like, don't. It should be. Yeah, it was by boat. But yeah, my grandparents from Australia met in Australia, so they didn't know each other in Croatia, so they met in Australia in Canberra. That's where they stayed. That's where they had my mom. And my dad's side of the family, that's I know a little bit less from my dad's side of the family, but they all Dalmatia, I feel like it's the same because of Yugoslavia. They just left to Cleveland, Ohio, and that's where they lived. And that's basically the story for my grandparents. They ran away because of Yugoslavia and lived their lives in America and Australia. My mom was, I think, 20 or 22, somewhere in between there, where she left to go off to war. And she didn't tell her parents. She just left because she wanted to help out Croatia because she's seen it on TV and everything, and she couldn't just stand there. So she went off to war with her other three friends that were also Croatian. So girls, they're all Australian girls. And my dad was a journalist back then, and I think he went to Croatia as well to report the situation because it wasn't really being reported as good in America than it should be because no one was actually hearing about the Yugoslavian war, the Croatian Serbian war. So he went there and helped out by doing media, and they both left America, and Australia left what they were doing and went kind of to help. My mom went to help in I don't know how you say in English, sanitet, so medical side, I feel like, and she helped the wounded and stuff like that while my dad was a reporter.
mhm. That's a crazy story. I know
Yeah,
on your dad's side, as far as the U.S., because I'm from Los Angeles and I've
yeah,
heard the stories from my dad that the same thing. There wasn't a lot of stuff in the media. It
yeah,
was underreported and stuff like that.
exactly.
From your mom's side, what was that, 91? Was it right at the start or?
Like, I don't know 100%. This wouldn't, like, if someone could tell the story, it's probably my mom, but I think it was 93. I think it was 93 when she left. Yeah.
Did she have a medical background?
Nope. She just finished, I think, her third year of university for management. So she was going for a manager, and then
Wow.
she is one now, but she went off to war and stuff. So
Yeah, that's a huge decision. I mean, I
yeah,
know a
yeah,
lot of the diaspora was, trying to help as much as they could, raising money and doing things
yeah.
like that, raising awareness. But to go off to actually, to the war, to where it's happening and help out, that's like a whole
I know
different
the
thing.
story where she said she chose to go. She went to the priest, so we're a Christian family and stuff like that, and she didn't know what to do. So she went to a priest and she asked, like, she didn't tell her parents, but she asked what to do because she doesn't know. And the priest said, "Follow your heart," and that's what she did. She just left.
Wow. And
Yeah.
she, fluent at Croatian at that time,
A
learning
flew in where?
in Croatian.
No, no. She understood Croatian, but she didn't speak it properly. She to this day she doesn't speak it properly. She speaks it fluently, but the padeži, it just it still sticks around,
Yeah, who
So
speaks it properly with the prodigy anyways?
yeah, yeah. I mean, even fluent Croatians don't even know perfect Croatian.
Right.
Um,
So then after the war, she decided to stay and
Stay.
live
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. She decided to stay here. The three two girls decided to go back and two stayed. But yeah, my mom stayed. My dad and my mom, I don't think they met in the war, but after the war, I think they met. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, she decided to stay. Same with my dad, and that was it.
Wow. So you were born and raised in Croatia. Were you ever
Yep.
able to go back and, see things in Australia, in the US?
Yeah, of course. More in Australia than America. My parents are divorced, so I'm mostly lived with my mom. But when I was a kid, I went to Florida, to Cleveland, Ohio, to so when I was a little kid, so I don't really remember all of it. But Australia, we kept on visiting maybe every 2, 3 years. So
Mhm.
I love Australia. Australia is definitely something. Maybe even want to live for a couple of years, just to
Yeah.
experience it. Yeah. So
What,
I definitely
what's
travel
different?
a lot.
What's different about Australia? I've never been to Australia, but as far as like the Croatian community, have you seen?
Croatian. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen the Croatian community. When I go to Australia, my nono, my grandpa, he's in the choir and stuff of the church, and it's a Croatian church, it's a Croatian community. It's basically like you didn't leave Croatia, I guess. It's in when you go there and stuff, so it's kind of cool. But Australia, you can definitely. I'm more of a hot guy. I need tropical weather. I need warm weather and stuff like that. So Australia is definitely something. The climate is a must for me. I love Australia with that, but also I don't know, the Australia has I love nature. So Australia has a different kind of nature and I don't know, I'm here for it. So that's why I kind of like it.
Mhm. Well, yeah, you're up in Zaprešić, up by Zagreb. It's been
Yeah.
snowing a lot. The last couple weeks? No, last 2 weeks has been like snow
Oh,
and
yeah, it's no, the weather's weird here in Croatia because like December, no snow. January, maybe a little bit of snow, and then now it's snowing. It stopped snowing, of course, but yeah, the weather is like we had 17 degrees, and then the next day it was started snowing. So that was just weird weather here. Huh?
crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm in Makarska right now, and I know people got
Yep,
stuck on the road trying to get back to Zagreb.
yep, yep. Lika's crazy. That's that part, all the
Yeah,
way to Zagreb.
that's nuts. I want to talk a little about, getting into the content creation and stuff like that. But before you sort of started making all these, TikToks and the reels, what you're making now, you were doing like photography, right? Or travel.
Yes. Yeah, I was doing most of it as a hobby because as a kid, I always wanted to be a YouTuber and a content creator. And I always wanted to be a content creator since I was a little kid. I wanted to do it, and I've been privileged enough to travel because of my mother. She took me away to see other cultures and stuff like that, and I always wanted to capture it. So I did little vlogs as a kid and stuff. But I always had that camera and just I always started photography. And it's like I tried to go into the photography area and I fell in love with it. And so every time we travel, I take my camera, I do some photos and stuff, maybe make a blog. And that just turned into a thing on Instagram. I started uploading my photos on Instagram. People have seen it. I've gotten jobs because of my photography as a wedding photographer, as a gym promotions and stuff. So I did a lot of like photography as a hobby, but as well it turned into a job just because the amount of work I put into it for photography, I think I've gotten the professional skills of it. And I started photography maybe as a 14-year-old all the way up to like even 18 years old. But then I a little bit stopped just because of the content creation. But yeah, I love photography. I love traveling. So combining that, it's great.
Mhm. How many different countries have you been to? Do you have a
Oof.
detailed number?
I think I know the I counted it like I think it's 26 or 28, somewhere there. Yeah. Because
Wow,
yeah, some countries, like I'll say five of them are like when I was a kid. So I'm counting it, but also I can't really remember it. But yeah, like around 26, 28 countries.
yeah.
I
Where's been
definitely want to
some
do
of
more.
your favorite places?
Favorite places. Three favorite places, probably Thailand, Portugal, and New Zealand. Those
Oh,
three were great because it's totally different from they're totally different from each other. Europe, Asia, and Oceania, but they're great. They were great.
oh. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Thailand lately. I've had some friends.
Yeah, no, I'm even planning, like that's my dream. Moving out of Croatia for a couple of years, I definitely want to come back and stuff, but to experience the new world and stuff like that. One of the places was Bangkok. If I get an online job and stuff and move into a hotel monthly, I feel like Bangkok is a great experience just because it's not, you don't even need to know Thai. Bangkok is definitely a tourist place and everybody speaks English, so that's great.
Huh. What does, going to all these different countries and all these different places, does that give you like a different perspective on, your own
Definitely.
country? How so?
Definitely. How everything works. I don't think I would have this kind of open mind and knowing about other cultures, how everything functions. What can we do better? What can we do worse? It's just because a lot of people from the Balkans never left. Like people from Croatia never left Croatia. I know everybody like, oh, where do you go for vacation? They always go to the same place every single year and stuff like that. And they say Croatia is the best. And that's of course, but like you can't say Croatia is the best if you've never been outside. I do believe like Croatia for me is kind of the best because I don't know, my people, I feel at home and stuff like that. But I definitely suggest for people to go outside and just explore because exploring is just opens up your mind and it's I don't know. I just feel like I've seen I've seen stuff that happens like good that I'm living in Croatia because let's say I don't know America, the culture and stuff like that. There's not really any warm family feel to it. So it's like when you go to Croatia, I don't know. I just feel more welcomed if it makes sense. So definitely there's positive sides of Croatian, there's negative sides of Croatian, but there's positive and negatives in every single country. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What are some of the things that you miss about Croatia when you're abroad?
When I'm abroad,
I don't
hmm.
know, like coffee culture or
Yeah, I do like the coffee culture. Like I think we should keep it, but also to an extent. Of course, everything in an extreme is an extreme. But I definitely miss our sea. Like if I went to like Portugal, too cold. It's like the sea is too cold. It's not the same. Like we have. I feel like we have the best coastline. Wow, like it's just beautiful. I've been everywhere. I've been to the Maldives. I still think Croatia is one of the most beautiful, like coastlines. I like it. So that's definitely what I miss.
yeah, yeah. It's too cold in Portugal even in the summer.
Yeah, because it's the Atlantic. So it's the ocean that's coming in. So yeah, summer it was like what 16 degrees the water. So it wasn't like it's not like we get 25 degrees waters here, and
Yeah.
so it was a bit colder than usual. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Croatian Sea. Like I said, I'm in Makarska right now.
yeah,
Beautiful. Makarska might be one of my favorite places. I mean, I spent so much time here, so I'm biased, but I don't know. For me, it's smaller than Split, but it's still got like everything you need. It's got, if you want
that's
to
perfect.
party, it's
Yeah.
got that. And I don't know.
But as
It's
long as you can see the sea, you always feel happy. That's what I say. Like as long as I can see the sea and stuff and just smell the air, I love it.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Um, so after your travel photography and all of that, you transitioned into making TikToks, making, video content. When did that
Yeah.
happen and how?
Um, I never, no, I was always a photographer and a video photographer. So I was always making TikToks before I was on Vine and stuff. I was always making that stuff, but I was never known for my Croatian Balkan videos. It all started like I was uploading my photography videos, like my photography through videos on TikTok. That's how I started usually on it. And I was saying in one video I said I'm a travel photographer from Croatia, and then people started knowing, oh, he's Croatian, speak Croatian, and then I got like 100, 200 messages on my videos, just speak Croatian, speak Croatian. And that was never my plan, because I definitely do want to make people watch me from abroad and stuff, which I did, but like people just bombarded me with those comments. So one time I was just like, you know what, I'll record one, and I said I'll never speak Croatian in my videos. My phone dropped, and then, can I swear?
Yeah, go for
uh,
it.
one word it's no, I dropped my phone and I say jebote, and that was, I because of that one Croatian word, I got almost 500,000 views, and I was like, this might work, maybe I should milk it. And then I just started making English content, but with like Croatian in it. I was never speaking, I never spoke a whole sentence in Croatian. I just spoke English, 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 maybe a Croatian word there, here, and then people loved it, because everybody couldn't understand. Like, people from the US, from the UK, from Germany can understand, but also they can hear a foreign language, which is kind of cool and stuff. It was mostly swearing, but Croatians love the swearing jokes, so that's what kept on milking it, and I kept on just doing it and doing it, and it just made me into a Balkan comedian that speaks English. So it was that's how it happened. It didn't happen on purpose, but I saw the views and I was like, I gotta use that. I gotta use that. So I did.
Are you tired of feeling like a stranger in your own home? Do you long for a sense of belonging and community? Then it's time to consider becoming a citizen of Croatia. With Citizen HR, the Croatian citizenship app, you can make this dream a reality. At Citizen HR, we understand the emotional weight of citizenship. We know it's not just a piece of paper, it's a feeling of belonging to a community, a sense of security, and a connection to your heritage. That's why we've made it our mission to make the process of becoming a Croatian citizen as smooth and stress-free as possible. With Citizen HR, you'll have access to experts who will guide you every step of the way. From filling out forms to answering questions, we'll be there to make sure you have everything you need to apply for your citizenship. One user on the App Store, Kate KC, said, "Easy to use and great selection of experts available," and gave us 5 stars. So, if you're ready to take the next step towards citizenship and to find a sense of belonging and security in Croatia, download Citizen HR today. Because at Citizen HR, we believe that citizenship is more than just a legal status. It's a feeling of home. So what are you waiting for? Head over to www.citizenhr.app today. Use the code ALLTHINGSCROATIA for 50% off any biography translations you order. So most of your followers, would you say, are diaspora?
I would say so. I'm not sure, but like my highest ones are from the US. So there's 39% of people watch me from the US, but I do think majority from the US have something in common with the Balkans. So probably Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian people from the US watch me. I feel so. I do think most of the diaspora does watch me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've even been on the Croatian news. I saw just
Yeah.
recently. I don't know how often, but I saw for sure one recently. Something about jobs. You're pointing out the stereotype, like you have to know someone to get it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was on the news for that?
Yeah, I saw. I forget what's.
Was I in an article or on the news, like TV news?
No. Oh, you've been on the TV news.
Yeah, I was with on RTL,
Uh-huh.
Spreitz. He made a segment for TikTokers and our what UNESCO. Like, we have to protect our origins, like the old, but there's our new UNESCO protections, TikTokers. So he was making a sarcastic joke about us, and then it was me, Mimi, and one other guy, and it was jokes. So I made a video about him, and then he liked it, but it was mostly like back and forth banter. So that
Uh,
was yeah.
that's pretty cool. I didn't realize you were on TV.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even realize, and then people started on my text. Oh, you're on the news. You're on the news. I'm like, what? And then I watched the segment. And it's like he's making fun of us in a nice way, but it's like it was funny. It was funny to see me.
Is that when you were younger? Is that how you thought you'd get on the news someday?
Never, never. Like, even like I always wanted to be a content creator, and always like, oh, I'm dreaming big. I always dream big. And but as a kid, I was like, I dream big, but it's probably not gonna happen. Stuff like that. So if I told my little self, I have a million followers. Like, he wouldn't believe me, honestly. Like it's a dream come true. I feel like I'm blessed. Not a lot of people can do this as a job and stuff, so I do feel blessed.
So you are doing this full time.
I'm a college student, so I'm not doing it full time. It's more like a part-time job. I am making more than a college student that would have a part-time job as well, so that's great. But I am aiming to make this full time. So I'm close. I'm close, but I want to finish college and then go full time, and we'll see. We'll see. I still have a year and a half of college.
What are you studying?
I'm studying basically what I'm doing. I'm a multimedia, television, and film production. So I'm
Oh, that's
basically in
perfect.
in media, filming and stuff. So that's what I love. So I'm doing that.
Yeah. Where is that university in Zagreb?
It's in Zagreb, Vern. It's a private college, private
Huh.
university. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably not a lot of
Nope. No, and because when I was in high school, and when I was in middle school, like I never knew what I wanted to do. And then I would talk to people and stuff like that. And the things I wanted to do, there was not really a lot of things to it. It was all artistic stuff and all that has to do with photos, videos, making content, acting and stuff. So definitely, definitely not a lot of stuff to do in Croatia. Well, not a lot of high schools or universities with that. So it's
yeah, I wouldn't
yeah.
think. What's been some of your favorite content to create as
Favorite
far as like
content?
video stuff that you
Hmm. I like my Balkan stuff more and more now. Before I didn't really like it because it's just like it's not my comedy, but I'm doing it more for the people. And like if the people enjoy it, I enjoy it. Mm. I like making more professional ones. They don't work on TikTok. They never will. The more effort you put into a TikTok, the less you'll get. So it's like, but I do like creating like let's say funny little vlogs, professional vlogs, or yeah, my photography. I like my photography, my professional vlogs, maybe making grown-up content, as you may say, maybe on educating people how to grow on TikTok, like maybe a business account. I like doing those. I tried doing those. They don't perform well, so I don't really concentrate on those, but I enjoy doing that kind of content.
Mhm. Well, right now you're sticking with what works.
I'm sticking with what works, but might sneak in some videos that I want
That's
to do.
good. Yeah, that's how you can start building it
Yeah,
slowly
exactly,
from that.
exactly.
As far as the Balkan stuff, you have sort of different like series of things. Like you
Oh,
have the
many.
tram and the Becky goes to a Balkan
Yep,
school,
yep.
things like that. What's your favorite? I don't know what to call it, like a series, I
A
guess.
series, yeah. I feel like my first series that wasn't really a series, it was a trending sound. It's called Slavic Man. So there was a guy that made a viral TikTok. He's called Coochie Man, and he was like a superhero on TikTok. And it was like, I can make it into a Slav/Balkan theme. So I copied him, but make it into my own theme. I made Severina in the background and stuff like that. I was drinking vodka, rakia, and stuff like that. And people, oh my god, it's Slavic Man, and people till this day know me as Slavic Man. Some people don't even know me as Adrian. Some people know me as Slavic Man. So I continued that trend, and that's what pushed me to almost a million on TikTok in 2020. That's where I blew up because of Slavic Man. I blew up, and I was like, okay, it's kind of dead now. What do I do? What do I do and stuff? All right, I speak fluent American English, but American accent. And I know how America works. I know how Croatia works. Let's combine that. So Balkan Man goes to an American school and people loved it. So that blew up. And then Becky goes to a Balkan school and then that blew up. I would love to do Balkan Man goes to Australia, but I don't have the accent. So that's a bummer. But but yeah, those my favorite series I would say Slavic Man, but I definitely do love the Becky and stuff like that. That's fun.
Where you have to wear a towel on your head.
Oh, see that's what I'm saying. I would make a professional production with Becky and stuff like that. Maybe get a wig and stuff, but that doesn't work. Just put a towel on and people, oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, it works.
It does. Every time I see a towel on your head, I click. I watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do people recognize you on the street?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Definitely. Uh, in some cases I love it, in some cases I don't, but that's what comes with fame, so I have to just accept it.
What do they say? Do
Some
people ask for
that's the point.
autographs?
That's the point. When people say something like I love the people, I'm, oh, I love your content. They talk to me, want to take a picture. Of course, if you're nice, you're nice. That's all. When I'm, let's say, I'm eating out. I've had questions like a bunch of a group of five people just came up. Can we take pictures? And I have a burger in my mouth. I was like, please wait. Those kind of, or people who just stare and they're staring. It's, it just makes me uncomfortable a little bit. But for the people who approach me nicely and just talk to me and stuff like that makes my day, honestly, when people just talk to me and just like, wow, that's, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing stand-up comedy at all?
Oof.
I mean,
I'd have to practice. It
yeah,
sounds cool. I'm the type of guy that wants to do everything. And that's never gonna happen. But like I want to get into acting, make a song, maybe do stand-up comedy and stuff like that. But I have to choose one lane, do one lane perfectly, and then maybe go into another one. So stand-up comedy, definitely I'll have to work on my um I guess talking skills, performances and stuff like that. So maybe, but
it could
have
be.
to work on some jokes, you know?
Well, I feel like a lot of your content you can turn it into, sort of a stand-up joke.
I could probably, yeah.
Most of it, actually. Yeah, that's But, well, so if not for stand-up comedy, what future plans do you have? You just mentioned you want to write a song.
Yeah, you know how every YouTuber or influencer and stuff like that go make songs and stuff, but they're shit. Yeah, I never want to do a shit song. I'm never gonna release it if it is shit. Sorry for if that's a swear word.
All right.
But yeah, no. As a kid, also, what do you want to be? I was like, I don't know. I like acting. I like you being a YouTuber. I feel like it's bad, but fame is cool to me, I guess. I don't know. It's cool seeing the numbers grow, and I'm still in that. I feel like I won't like it later on, but for now, it's just like I like chasing the numbers. It sounds bad, but it's kind of, but I'm making songs like it's cool. Listening to songs and trying to make your own song is something I definitely see like a little spark and a passion to it. I try to learn a guitar, never did, but that's the problem with me. I want to learn stuff and then I give up pretty quickly, which is kind of bad.
And just move on to the next trend or
Yeah,
thing that you're
yeah,
excited about.
that's bad. That's bad. That's something I have to work on.
Well, what you mentioned about the numbers, I mean, it is a little addicting, to see the
It
numbers
is. It is.
grow
That's
for
the
you.
problem. Yeah.
But it's also good. I mean, it's cool to see. You can see, oh, all these people are enjoying the content that I'm making,
Yeah.
stuff I'm putting out. Like it's cool to see how many people actually
That's
appreciate.
why I'll never stop. If like I get a day, maybe 100 messages, you just made my day with this video. You did it, and just that just makes me happy. I don't want to change because of the fame. Like if I do, I want someone to snap me in the head. But when I get messages like nice messages, you made my day and stuff like that, they make my day. So it's like, oh, I have to create content because some people are not feeling the best. So let me cheer them up. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's the best feeling.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And sort of as we're winding down here with the podcast, with
Yep.
the episode, I want to ask you. Um, I want to ask about future plans. We just sort of mentioned that. I want to give you the opportunity if there's anything else, anything big you're coming up with in the future.
On future plans for now, get through college. That's the main one. But future plans, definitely. There's one project that I did in Dubrovnik that's coming out probably in November, which I can't say now. So now that's one of them. But bigger projects, just I'm gonna just be keep on dumping content for people. For now, it's just focusing on college and making content for everyone to make them happy. So that's pretty much it for now. For now.
Awesome. Where can people find your stuff? Shout out some of your links and stuff for people who
Yep.
don't yet follow you.
The ones I concentrate the most is TikTok, Adrian KR, so Kreitzer, but just KR, and Instagram, Adrian Kreitzer. That's fully me, and also I do stream sometimes because I'm bored. So if you do like games and stuff, Twitch, Adrian KR underscore, and that's pretty much it. What I focus on right now.
Awesome. And now just two last quick questions for you.
Yep.
Karlovačko or Ožujsko?
Oh, people are gonna hate me for this. Ooh. All right. I'm a more of a Karlovačko guy.
Yeah.
If you could,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't want
yeah.
to turn people against you. I won't ask you if you
Ooh,
guys.
yeah. Nah,
And
okay.
then Kaimak or Ivar?
Kaimak. I'm more of a Chivapi and yeah, Kaimak guy. Yeah, I like Kaimak better.
I like it. I like both. I like combining, so I wouldn't answer that question.
That's that was a that was a smart answer. I should have said that. Why not both? You know.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
But
Well,
yeah.
Adrian,
Thank you so much for having me, man.
yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time and looking forward to, big things to come from you.
No problem. Of course.